In October last year, the Royal Court Theatre staged a remarkable event. Our greatest living playwright, the Nobel Prize winner Harold Pinter, who had started his career as an actor, agreed to take on the leading role in 1Beckett's Krapp's last tape. It was a unique encounter between two giants of 20th century theatre. Pinter told me that Beckett's work had been an inspiration to him from the very beginning of his career.
You wrote about Beckett. I've got this quote from you. I'm going to read it all to you. He is the most courageous, remorseless writer going, and the more he grinds my nose in the shit, the more I'm grateful to him. He's not fucking me about, he's not leading me up any garden path. He's not slipping me a wink. He's not flogging me a remedy or a path or a revelation or a basin full of breadcrumbs. He's not selling me anything I don't want to buy. He doesn't give a bollock whether I buy or not. He hasn't got his hand over his heart. Well, I'll buy his goods, hook, line and sinker, because he leaves no stone unturned and no maggot lonely. His work is beautiful. You did write that.
I did. I first came across Beckett's writing in Ireland, and when I got back to London, I immediately went to the library, and they'd never heard of Beckett, and they had no books of Beckett. And I went to a number of libraries. Finally, I tracked down the fact that in the Bermondsey Public Reserve Library, there was this novel Murphy. So I got it and opened the front, the library, all the details, and it hadn't been taken out since 1939.
How amazing.
This was 1953. So I kept it. It's my one criminal act as far as I know. And I still have that copy.
In the play, the 69-year-old Krapp sits alone in a room, listening to tapes made by his younger self 30 years earlier.
You're very particular when you choose what you're going to act in now. So this decision to do Krapp's last tape, what was it that...
I was invited by Ian Rickson, the director of the film and the director of the Royal Court, to do it on the stage at the Royal Court. And I was very hesitant about it because I'd been very, very ill. I just didn't know whether I had the energy. Although I knew the play extremely well. I had seen it in 1958, I think, when its first production in London with Pat McGee. But my wife said, don't say no. And so finally I said yes. And I'm very glad I did also. Incidentally, I had to play in a wheelchair because I didn't actually have the physical energy to go upstage and have a drink, as is indicated in the script.
Because the voices are 30 years apart, did you have to bring something to it, technically? The voice on the recorder and...
Well, I had to learn how to use the damn tape recorder for the start. 39 today, sound as a bell. I finally got the hang of it. But you don't have tape recorders like this anymore. And you had to go to an old antique shop to get this one. And but it was crucial that I did learn how to use it, because it's a brilliant conception. And the going back is extremely important, and then going forward and so on and so on. So it's very much part and parcel of the texture of the work. 39 today, sound as a bell. Apart from my old weakness. And intellectually, I have now every reason to suspect at the crest of the wave. Or thereabouts. He takes the piss out of himself, I think, Krapp, quite a lot. And I enjoyed doing that.
In so many ways you could say that the play is pessimistic, but it's also incredibly exhilarating. I mean, the sound of that voice.
Yes, so much loss. Some very, very, very moving passages in the play. The memory of the girl, the punt. Very beautiful writing. But finally, I think it has to be said, it's about utter loneliness and failure. But it's also exhilarating, you're absolutely right, because of the language.
When you say that word spool, I mean, the enjoyment in that word, even if it is mixed with contempt, is contagious.
Quite. Spool. Spool.
Because it's about the passing of time and of life passing, of the inevitability of death, it is, after all, Krapp's last tape.
Yes.
Given that you've been ill yourself, and given that time is precious for all of us who are getting older, did it have a particular resonance for you doing this as an actor at this time in your life as well?
Well, I think it did, yes. I mean, there are 2 points in the play when he looks over his shoulder into the dark. You don't see anything. But what is he looking at? There's something behind him, which in fact is death. And that certainly had a resonance as far as I was concerned, because I've been up against it myself twice in the last 5 years. But have come through, I have to say. But so does Krapp. Krapp's still there at the end. He's not dead.
It's all about holding on and letting go, all about absence.
Well, there it is. That's life. And that's what death is all about. It comes up and gets you, I think, behind your back quite often, or sometimes right in front of your face. I think that's what he's going through. But the play's not all about death at all. I think that it's also about seems to me, the need for love, the loss of love, and the impossibility of love. And then, as he would say, the possibility, the necessity of love, because he's full of those ironies are at the very center of his work, I think, all of it. He says at the end of The Unnameable, I can't go on, you must go on, I'll go on. Spool. Box 333. Four. Two. Nine. Good God. Seven. The little rascal. Box 3. Spool 5. 5. The little scoundrel. Spool 5. Box 3. Spool 5. Spool. Mother at rest at last. The black ball. Black ball. The dark nurse.